And welcome everybody to another episode of the Pulse of Fins Nation. I'm your host, Louis Sung, and I am joined by my co-host, Ron Caniff, and Alfredo Arteaga from the 3 Yards Per Carry podcast is also here. Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
Spectacular.
Fantastical.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right.
Fantastical.
Yes.
Fantastical.
Fantastical.
Yes. That's an extra little adverb there just to push it in. No, that's not the word for it. A suffix. Oh, I forget. It's like when was the last time that sentence diagramming ever did anything for anybody?
Man, you complained about me starting your show off last night talking about Batman.
Well, for the record, Kevin Conroy is still Batman. Alf, who's your Batman? Tell me now.
My Batman is Christian Bale, and I think I'm biased because I think the movies were the best. And
okay,
that's why.
Gotcha.
That's why I have him as my Batman.
I'll bet even Robert Pattinson doesn't answer that question with Robert Pattinson. I'm just saying, even though that wasn't a terrible movie, it was all right.
Robert Pattinson better say that his Batman is Kevin Conroy.
That movie,
two generations.
I will say this. I will say this for that movie. The first 10 minutes, 12 minutes of that movie might be the best. Well, here's the thing. Because I always get these names wrong. All I know is that Batman Begins is the first one.
Yeah.
The second one's what? The Dark Knight?
I thought that was the third one. I can't remember. I'm bad with those.
Or the third one is the Dark Knight Rises, or I always forget the names of those movies. But the first 10 minutes of the movie that has the Joker, the Christopher Nolan Batman that has I keep forgetting this guy's name.
Heath Ledger?
Yeah, Heath Ledger. The first 10 minutes of that movie are spectacular. The next best movie that has the best first 10 minutes of a movie is this latest Batman movie.
Yeah,
I love the first 10 minutes of it.
Not that we're going to talk about Batman, but it is June. My favorite part about the latest Batman movie with Robert Pattinson is I think they did the best job of saying if Batman was actually a real person and wanted to be Batman, they got pretty close. That was my favorite part about that movie.
What I like about that movie is that it was going back to what some of the original books had him as and how he started. He started off like kind of like a detective,
Yeah.
So it was like I loved how they started that movie, and then that movie I don't think it's terrible, but it progressively got worse as it went on.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you want Batman as a detective, I'm still saying it. My BTAS is the best thing out there. I'm not gonna ever let that go. Not ever.
That's fine. It's your generation. We understand.
2 generations, bro. 2 generations that it defined. Me and the one after that.
All right, it's Dolphins time. Well, before it's Dolphins time, it's probably promo time, isn't it, Louis?
Yes, that is correct, because we have our friends over there at You Brake Wheel Fix to talk about here, because You Brake Wheel Fix is the complete automotive wheel solution. If you've ever parked too close to the sidewalk curb, You Brake Wheel Fix specializes in the repair of damaged wheels from bends, cracks, and curb rash. Or if your wheels are faded or peeling, you don't need to replace them, because You Brake Wheel Fix can refinish them to like new. They offer complete refinish options through powder coating, machining, and polishing. You Brake Wheel Fix is the answer to all of your wheel needs. Even the Batmobile, they'd be able to help you out. Or if you just want to give it a new redesign, You Brake Wheel Fix can offer many car customizing options, such as new custom wheels and tires from your favorite brands, performance upgrades, window tinting, and suspension modifications. For Batman only, they'll also give it a nitro boost. Located just south of Aventura, you can reach Mark and his staff at 305-748-0112 or online at youbrakewheelfix.com. They are really active on all social media platforms at You Brake Wheel Fix, so shoot them a DM on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter and get an estimate in just minutes. If you're Batman, you can probably pay the billions of dollars they deserve. So don't delay. Go to You Brake Wheel Fix and start customizing your ride to show off your Dolphins fandom or your Batman fandom today. Did you enjoy that little thing I added in there?
That was a very good read. It was nice and timely. So
all right. Awesome. So we still have one more, though. And today is Taco Tuesday. So make sure you head over to prizepicks.com. Prizepicks.com is the revolutionary fantasy platform where you can now pick up to 6 different players across professional sports leagues, whether that's the NFL, which is coming soon, the NBA, which is not as soon. And the MLB, that's going on right now. You can pick one from each league. You can pick them all from a single league. It's up to you to decide. Just choose whether your chosen player will get more or less than their projected stat. They give you free squares over there sometimes. So today, again, like I said, Taco Tuesday, so there are discounted promos for you to take advantage of. And of course, if you're on Friday, it's Flex Friday special, where you can get your money back if you lose or multiply the amount of money you can normally win. With offers like that, it's hard to justify not signing up if you're any kind of a fantasy sports fan. So use the promo code 5, that's FIVE, and they will match up to $100 on your initial deposit when you sign up. Again, it's promo code 5, FIVE. Go to prizepicks.com, deposit your $100, and let PrizePicks give you $100 of their dollars for you to play with before you even have to touch your $100 deposit. Get started winning today. Go to prizepicks.com and use that promo code 5. All right, so Batman has his own mechanic. Yes, his name is, what was his name? I can't remember. Earl Cooper. That was his name, yeah.
Did he for real have his own mechanic that had a name?
It was an episode of the Batman animated series. His name was, I think it was Earl Cooper, and it was literally called The Mechanic. The Penguin actually sabotaged the Batmobile, so he had to warn him. But anyway.
Earl Cooper.
I believe so, yes.
So I love when people know stuff like that. I only know what's in the basic movies, what I could even remember. But if it doesn't get touched on in the movies, I don't know. But people who dig into all the lore, the different universes, everything, that's awesome. I like when people can drop knowledge like that.
Yeah, I'm a veritable treasure trove of useless information. Speaking of useless information, so the topic of today's show, we wanted to go ahead and just have a little bit of fun because it's June. There's not really a whole lot of new stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and talk about the Miami Dolphins in the eyes of the AI, shall we?
Yeah.
So Ron, I wanted you to go ahead and because you had some breakdowns of how this is all going to go down.
Yeah. So first things first with ChatGPT. And then remembered a little bit earlier today, ChatGPT only brings us any information up to, I think it's September of 2021. The reasons for that, not to make this a whole show about Batman and then AI, is because it's protected from going onto the internet for, Terminator reasons. So if you could understand, so it only has information up to 2021. So can't really ask it anything about the Dolphins this year, which kind of stinks. I forgot about that. And there is a ChatGPT 4, which does feed access from the internet, but not directly. It has a program that goes and gets the information and then feeds it separately to ChatGPT. But I don't have that one. So I just wanted to make that clear beforehand. But I know someone asked a question, and I'm going to actually try and share now because somebody had asked the question in OnlyFans, actually. And let me make sure I know because I have to remember how to share my screen, guys. So here we go.
It's the
Give me a second
on the bottom.
Share screen. And Chrome tab, ChatGPT, share. Hey, there we go. You guys see it?
Hello, ChatGPT.
You guys see it?
No, I'm here now.
You know what? I now have to remember what the question was. What was that question? Hey, Mr.
Oh, by the way, I appreciate Matthias saying that he watched that episode yesterday. I'm glad I have a fellow BTAS fan in here who can back me up on the Kevin Conroy hype.
What is this background that we have, by the way?
What background?
I believe this is the stadium.
Yes.
That's not the stadium.
Well, maybe it was an old rendering of what the stadium.
Yeah, it's what comes up in our brain.
No, you know what this was? This was when they took off the orange seats, they put those seats and they didn't have the roof yet. So this is a very old rendering. We got to change this. We got to put the new stadium.
Ron, couldn't you just copy and paste it?
Oh, what did somebody put it in there?
No, but I mean, if the question was asked.
Oh yeah, I don't. It was too far back in OnlyFans to know. So, who's the best quarterback in NFL history? I think that's what the question was.
Oh, here we go.
It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. Tom Brady.
I almost guarantee it's gonna be Tom Brady.
All right. Question of who is the best quarterback in NFL history is a subjective one, and often sparks debate.
All right, let's debate what
Oh, look, it's got Joe Montana.
No way.
Then Tom Brady. Peyton Manning, Johnny Unitas, Brett Favre.
Oh God,
where's Marino list?
So that's ChatGPT's.
That's a terrible list.
Yeah, that's not a terrible list. Joe Montana and Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. They gave some love. Hey, they gave some love to Johnny U. Even though ChatGPT is a youngling, They still respecting the elder football.
All right, let's ask ChatGPT. Can I ask questions?
Yeah,
Sure, go
exactly.
for it. Absolutely.
All right, let's ask ChatGPT this question.
Okay.
Who is the best New York Jets player of all time?
Oh boy. I'm gonna go on ahead of limb here, and they're gonna say Joe Namath just because backwards they can't go forward. They can't say Sauce Gardner or anything nonsensical like that.
Hey, before I hit enter on this though, you said the Jets, right?
Yes, he said the Jets.
Excellent re-edit. Excellent re-edit.
You like that? You like the new remix?
Yeah,
It's awesome,
the new
right?
remix is definitely going off. All right, here we go. The New York Jets have had many notable players.
Joe Namath. I knew. Yep, I thought so.
Yeah,
All right,
here we go.
they're gonna
Broadway
stick
Joe.
to. All right, what else do they have in there? As far what was it that they had?
Go back to the list they're on.
For the Jets.
So
Yeah, other
Curtis
notable
Martin.
Jets. Curtis Martin, Don Maynard is in the Hall of Fame. Darrell Revis, among others.
But ultimately,
I would say Curtis Martin or Darrell
Revis.
Revis is the best Jet of all time. So it's not too crazy, okay? So
Yeah.
it didn't go off.
Yeah, no, it knows what it's talking about up to 2000.
I'm glad that ChatGPT knows a lot about the New York Jets. Is it just as biased as all the regular national media?
Yeah,
when it comes to
ChatGPT
Miami?
is actually owned and operated by Mike Greenberg. Just FYI.
Let's ask it. Who is the best Buffalo Bills player of all time? To see what it comes back with. Let's see if we can predict it. All right. I'm gonna say it's gonna come back Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly
or Bruce Smith.
Yeah, I think Bruce Smith.
All right.
Do I have to put a question mark? I have to because it bothers me.
I bet they got Thurman Thomas in that list somewhere.
Let's see.
Jim Kelly, Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas. I thought so.
Yeah, all the usual names there. Imagine the Jets, right? If you go back to the Jets and you think about it, their best player ever, like 90% of their fans weren't even alive when that dude played. I mean, at least a lot of us were alive when Dan Marino played. Which I'm sure is who, you know what? Why don't we ask the question?
Sure, why not? Who is the best Miami? I mean, we know.
Why didn't we ask that first? Who is the best Miami Dolphins?
Daniel Thomas.
Oh, God. That's in the who is the worst Miami Dolphins player ever?
Austin Jackson. Yeah, I wonder if we asked worst. Let's see here.
It's going to say Marino. We know that. Marino, yeah.
Yeah, Marino.
All right, let's go to other notable players. Go. Let's read that one.
Scroll down, Ron. So
other notable Dolphin players include Larry Zonka, Hall of Famer; Bob Greasy, Hall of Famer; Jason Taylor, Hall of Famer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good list. But knowing
no doubt.
Yeah, knowing us as the Dolphins, Zach Thomas, I would go in and throw in like a lot of the no-name defense guys in there. There's a lot of there've been a lot of really good players in Miami Dolphins history that just don't get as much love as they should. So now we got to ask the question.
Lewis, you're in charge of making sure some of the messages get into the show because I can't see them when I'm in chat.
Okay, fair enough. So I got for the Jets, I've got Scuba Page saying Wayne Sherbert.
Wayne Sherbert. I knew what he meant. All right. So what other questions do we have, guys? Whatever questions do we have?
Okay,
oh yeah, wait. Hold on 1 second.
Who's the worst Dolphins? Who's
Tom Brady?
Oh no.
Have his how do you spell it?
Yes,
manager deflate the footballs.
You're gonna ask it if it was cheap.
Okay. Let's see here. However, it is important to note that Brady has consistently denied all involvement.
Oh my God! This ChatGPT's an apologist.
Yeah, I was gonna say this ChatGPT is like a politician or something.
Well, it has to remain neutral at all times unless it wants something that whatever. So I want to ask the question: who exactly is the worst Miami Dolphins player of all time? Because I'm seeing a lot of names here coming up here: Deion Jordan, Derek Hagan, Pat White. Yatil Grebe, which is green, who he says he can't spell.
Yatil Grebe was going to be great. His leg fell off. There's a difference there,
All right, let's see. It's challenging to determine the worst player. Let's see.
Oh my god! Instead of highlighting a
totally
specific
copped out,
individual
dude.
as the worst player, it is more meaningful to appreciate the collective efforts and successes of the Miami Dolphins organization as a whole. Because you don't want to be offensive. Tell it I didn't ask for an apologetics lesson. Who is the worst player? Weak sauce. Who's the worst player? Tell it. For real. Like,
I'm just curious what it'll say when I say that. Weak sauce, ChatGPT. That's hilarious.
Push it again. Just tell me who's the worst Dolphins player.
Just give me a bad Miami Dolphins player. Any player.
Yeah. You have to push it. You have to fight.
I'm just trying to get it to give us a name.
Okay,
Click 11. Oh, it's like, you know what? Who was quarterbacking the team when they were 1-15? Let's go with that.
Yeah, that's what they did.
But hey, you know what? It's not wrong. I wouldn't look at Cleo Lemon and say, "Oh yeah, that was definitely somebody worthwhile."
All right, let's ask other questions here.
Okay, I'm ready.
I got one. Do the women in Buffalo usually have facial hair?
Oh no. Here we go. I know we're gonna get
canceled for this.
We're gonna get YouTube's gonna censor us.
However, the amount of patterning among individuals due to
this
genetic
has absolutely nothing,
including Buffalo or any other place. Well, they didn't say no, Alf. They didn't say no.
Is the majority of Jets fans criminals?
This is very little about the Dolphins and just more like crapping on them.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
No, it's not. Of course
it's not. What do you mean it's not?
That's criminal.
I don't
believe you. Okay.
I mean, we didn't say we had to agree with ChatGPT.
We'll get more.
Oh, I know this one. Okay. Do the Jets play on a dump? That's a fact, by the way. That used to be a dump where they built the Meadowlands. That used to be a dump.
Okay, let's do it. Do not play on a garbage dump.
I don't know, man.
Very literally. Okay, so here, rephrase the question. Is their stadium located over a garbage dump?
What is that stadium called? Is it
Meadowlands?
Yeah.
MetLife.
Is MetLife Stadium
the MetLife takeover?
Or was MetLife Stadium? How about that?
Was MetLife Stadium built on a garbage dump?
Garbage and dump. Now everybody can see how bad I type and spell. Live.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, MetLife Stadium was built on the site of the former Meadowlands Sports Complex, which included the old Giant Stadium. The Meadowlands area was once home to landfills, including the famous Landfill Stadium.
I nailed it.
Yeah, he crushed
it.
So
why won't it say yes?
I don't know.
It just play on a garbage dump.
Because factually speaking, hey, whoa, we got names.
Yeah, I asked for top 10. Top 10.
Oh, okay. Let's argue this. Okay.
Okay. Scroll up. Hold on.
This is their list of the 10 best Dolphins of all time.
Here's one possible ranking of the top 10 Miami Dolphins players, considering their impact on team success.
Okay, I don't know how we feel. Well, first of all, Richmond Webb. Look, I love Richmond Webb. He does not belong on there because they're purposely keeping out Larry Little, who's a Hall of Famer. So Larry Little has to get in there. Cameron Wake doesn't belong in there because there are others like, Mark Clayton, Mark Duper.
ChatGPT, if you were to remove Richmond Webb, who would you replace him with? Let's see if it understands that I'm asking it based off the last question.
I mean, it should.
If we remove it from the list, a possible replacement, Paul Warfield. Okay.
But it has Warfield in there already.
Wait, scroll up.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, what?
Weak sauce, ChatGPT.
Oh, but it has go up again, because it has right there. It has honorable mentions: Mark Duper, Mark Clayton, and Mercury Morris.
You don't think Mercury Morris?
ChatGPT likes the name Mercury Morris.
No, it's missing. It's missing Larry Little, Hall of Famer. It's missing Nick Buoniconti, Hall of Famer.
Who was the coach of the Dolphins in 2021? I'm just kidding. Brian Flores. Should we ask questions about him? No, let's not.
No, let's not bring up Brian Flores. It may trigger something very bad.
No Chris Chambers, invalid list. Nice. I like it.
Mercury Morris. No.
Oh wait, somebody asked, is Jimmy Hoffa still buried on the 50-yard line? Let's ask it.
No, that's actually proven already.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, but okay, but let's see if ChatGPT knows that.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hoffa, according to people that should know, supposedly was quartered, put into a drum, and dumped in the ocean. So never to be found again.
Okay, as a subject, Jimmy Hoffa's an American. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Theories and rumors have emerged. It's important to note that. Okay, but no, they didn't really give us much there.
It basically said the case remains unsolved.
It even says, and even beneath a football stadium, MetLife.
Yeah, although that's been proven that it's not.
That's fun.
Okay, here, cap for life. Ask ChatGPT, why do the Dolphins always get in trouble during the summertime?
I do the Miami Dolphins
players.
Oops.
Well, because there's a lot to do here in Miami.
Yeah.
Trouble in the off season. So I'm very curious. I have no idea how it'll answer this question.
It would be
make a blanket statement.
Make a blanket statement.
Okay, it's important to remember that the behavior of a few individuals should not be used again. Oh, that is such a weak answer.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is like extremely political.
Yeah.
It's being very careful not to get our show canceled. Which part of
Ask ChatGPT this: how many championships do the Buffalo Bills have? I want to see how it answers it, because I think it's going to answer it with, what's important is that they went
there 4 times in a row.
They have not won a Super Bowl.
The Buffalo Bills have not won a Super Bowl.
However, they have had a successful history and have reached the Super Bowl 4 consecutive times. They were unable to secure a victory in any of those appearances.
Blah, blah, blah. Hey, you guys want to take a break from this and talk some Dalvin Cook, and then we'll come back to this?
You want to ask ChatGPT if Dalvin Cook would be worth getting in free agency. I know it doesn't know anything about it, but
it doesn't know because it thinks that it's
okay. So ask it, if Dalvin Cook were a free agent, would it be worth it to sign him?
If it were a free agent, what's a good NFL team for him to go to? I don't know how in the world. Yeah.
So again, this is talking.
Look, I put Miami Dolphins in second.
San Francisco, because Kyle Shanahan and his running scheme. Well, Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, that's weird. Isn't that kind of creepy? Are you sure?
Not really.
You aren't connected to the internet.
Don't do it.
This is that
remember,
is not internet.
It said if Dalvin Cook were to become a free agent, so it doesn't know that.
Let's see here.
As an AI language model, I don't have direct access to the internet. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Sure. I don't believe.
Let's scroll up there. So yeah, San Francisco.
Ask it, is Josh Allen a turnover machine?
It'll say it would be inaccurate and inappropriate to make a blanket statement about Josh Allen's inability to play football.
Yeah, because this is right before this is when they signed Diggs, but he hadn't played any games yet for the Bills.
This thing might think that Josh Allen's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, he probably, and to be honest, it probably thinks that Tua is terrible as well. You know what? Let's ask it to rank
the AFC quarterbacks.
Rank the current NFL starting quarterbacks.
Oh, this is going to be loaded. Remember, that's
September 2021. Just curious. I'm just curious what it'll do here. Oh, look how high I put up Josh Allen. 5? In 2021,
wow. 21 and 2021. It doesn't know 22.
Justin Herbert, come on, bro. You're terrible at football. This thing is made by freaking Greenberg. He does.
Because it remembers 2021, man. In 2021, Deshaun Watson was considered a really good quarterback still. He hadn't had a chance to fall from grace. And Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson was still considered really good. I don't know why.
Dak Prescott was coming off a monster year that year.
Yeah, I give you everything, but Josh Allen really hadn't done anything special leading up to 2021. The rest of these make sense for the time, for sure. All right.
Okay. So, where would they rank Tua Tagovailoa on that list?
Okay. Where would you rank Tua? Now I have no idea how to spell that guy's last name. I'll just put Tua.
Tagovailoa.
I'm impressed. Let's just ask. They'll know. Let's see here. He falls outside the top 10. I would love to have the current version of
September 2021. Yeah.
Yeah. If I ever feel like paying for it, we'll do this again next off season, and we'll get the one with the current info. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing for now, guys. And did I do it? Okay, that was quick. All right, let's talk about some Dalvin Cook. We had fun doing that for a little while. We'll go back to it. All right. Look, you were slacking, Lewis. There's all these questions over here.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on that I'm trying, because he's like, ChatGPT is affected with the woke mind virus, political machine. I don't trust it. Look, I understand. I believe me. I get
political machine. I don't trust it, Alf. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I like the one that there's a guy up here. He said that ChatGPT is woke.
wait, I gotta find it because
it's Matthias. It's up there, Matthias.
Oh,
it's
ChatGPT running for office.
Is woke. I don't see it. I must have missed that one.
It's right under Scuba where he says there's no internet in Buffalo.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
I got it, man.
You got it? Oh, there you go. ChatGPT is woke. That's awesome. Yeah, ChatGPT is definitely a company man, Scuba. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right. So, Alf, we can now say that we knew something like 27 hours before the rest of the public knew it, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, because we were sitting there last night when me and Lewis, we did his show together, because I just happened to be on asking him questions. He said, hey, since you're on the computer, want to do my show with me? So I'm like, sure, why not? And I was like, man, the thing we really want to talk about, we're not allowed to. And that was the Dalvin Cook news. But man, since you in essence broke that first, even though you weren't allowed to break it publicly, why don't you hit us up with what's going on there, sir?
Yeah, obviously, it's been reported everywhere today. So, I'm not letting anything out of the bag here. But yes, we did have it first on OnlyFans. It's $3 a month, people. The Dolphins extended an offer to Dalvin Cook, and it's been a long time coming, but the offer was made. And I guess we shall see in the very, very near future if he accepts the offer. He wants to play here. So as far as the money and, the terms, I've been asked that many times. I don't know, and I don't know who the hell else is going to know besides Dalvin Cook and his agent. So
you had mentioned something, and I think I'm allowed to say this. I don't think this is breaking anything, that he's been inclined to accept it. What do you mean by that exactly? Or was I not supposed to say that?
You're not supposed to say that, but it's kind of known that that's where he wants to play.
Gotcha.
He wants to play in Miami. So
that's what you mean by that. Okay.
The line there, Ron. You're about to get WEC to ban you from the server.
WEC's going to ban me from the server from my own show.
Yeah, but it's common knowledge he wants to play in Miami. So.
Yeah, there's no shock there. He's wanting to go home. He wants to play with Jalen Ramsey again. He wants to get back to where he grew up. So that's no shocker there. It's just a question of what's the difference in the money exactly. Cap for life. ChatGPT is not going to know that because again, it only goes as far as 2021. It doesn't even know what happened last season.
I don't know. It kind of had some scary, when we asked about Dalvin Cook's going to a team, it's kind of weird that it was
but no, because it talked
Niners
about
1, Dolphins 2. I was like, what? I mean, the Dolphins had no running back back
but
then.
You know what? Wasn't Brian Flores the head coach in 2021?
Yes, he was.
So why did ChatGPT pick the Dolphins? There was an explanation. We didn't read it.
Oh, you're right. I could go back and say, we'll go back in. Ron's about to get canceled. Right? Oh, I should, instead of reading it, just reading it, I should put it on there. Hey, there you go.
Sorry.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Get canceled by WEC.
Well, we'll go back and read that. Get WEC'd. If anybody couldn't guess, like half the people in here are from OnlyFans. It's like a little inside group.
Did you advertise this on OnlyFans so everybody can get in here?
Yeah, I put it on there, of course. Of course. But continue on there, Alf. We interrupted you in what you were talking about with Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, there's not much else to say. Like, I guess we could take it down chronologically. 2 teams, and this has been confirmed by many people. I still don't know who the second team was, by the way. But 2 teams attempted to trade for Dalvin Cook before the draft and during the draft. Both failed. One of those teams was the Miami Dolphins. So it stood to reason that they were going to go after him if he got cut. I then reported that, yes, if he were to be cut, the Dolphins would entertain bringing him in. That's exactly what happened. And evidently, now we have confirmation that they have extended an offer. So we shall see, I guess, soon. I've also been asked, is there going to be like a deadline to this offer? Like, is there a drop dead date? It's not the regular season, and it's not the preseason, and we're not even in camp yet. So I don't think there'll be a drop dead date. So if you need a drop dead date, I guess camp. Like, I think that they would want him to either accept or not accept the offer before camp. So, and we don't even know when the hell camp's going to start. Like, have they even released that information yet?
Yeah, they have dates and everything. I don't think.
Well, they have dates for the public. Do they have dates for when they're actually going to report?
Generally, that's 2 or 3 days before the first open practice.
Yeah, usually it's like on a Tuesday. Tuesday is
probably
orientation.
The 26th or something like that.
Yeah, but they haven't released that yet.
Not that I have seen, but let's see if we can just figure it out by kind of looking at the dates. Tuesday. Oh, no, hold on one second. Wednesday's the 26th. 29th, the first open practice, if I recall. That's a Saturday. So probably the 25th or 26th, which is a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Yeah, because I always remember seeing, like, 3 practices before fans showed up. So yeah. So I would say, something like that. Maybe Tuesday. If the first practice open to the public is on a Saturday.
Yeah, but normally don't they open almost all the practices, at least at first, to the public?
No, they usually have like 2 or 3 that are closed, and then they usually have 1 closed every single week.
Hey, you'll be at a mall, correct, Alf? You'll be there?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there every single
the closed ones? Or the ones closed to the public, I should say.
Yeah, even the closed ones. I'll be there every single day. And usually when it rains, they usually move it inside. And when they move it inside, the fans can't follow.
Yeah. Remember, Lewis, one time we were there covering and they moved it inside, and they actually took us inside too. I was surprised.
That was because it was for the whatchamacallit? I can't remember.
The web week.
The web weekend. Yes, it was.
Yeah, the web weekend.
They couldn't tell us to go home. It was web weekend.
Was
so they
back in the Tannehill days. That was like 2018 or
they had the good old Scott Stone. I miss him. He was he was
a good guy.
But I will also say this, and I wish that the Dolphins would kind of get with the program on this. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was there covering a few years ago when they did the joint practice up there.
Mm-hmm.
When it started to rain over there, they did not tell the fans to go home. They ushered everybody into their little roof and said, "Here are the bleachers. Sit down and let us continue watching practice together."
Yeah.
So,
well,
I was covering the Dolphins at their joint practice against the Bucs this past year, and that's a great facility, by the way. I don't know if you were in the press room, Lewis. Were you in that?
I was not allowed in the press room. No, I didn't get that far.
They have that's a spectacular facility. It just is. The only thing that's not better than Miami's is the seating area for the fans. Like, that's not that good over there in Tampa. But and
their bubble is pretty good.
Their bubble is also very, very nice. It's not as nice as the new bubble for the Dolphins, but it's pretty nice. Their press room is first notch. It's top notch, and their coffee is absolutely awesome. Although the Dolphins facility for the press, we get food, and not only do we get coffee, we get soda and Gatorade. So they take great care of us over here.
They take great care of the people who are authorized to be there.
Remember Lewis?
They hate your guts.
Well, me and Lewis were there together at a different time. Remember, we saw a scrimmage at the actual stadium. Recall that, Lewis? And we were up in the press box. Barry was sitting right behind us, super nice guy. And I remember they had some food back there and stuff like that, like what you were talking about, Alf. So that was pretty cool. That was a fun experience. That was exciting, and then we got to go down on the field after the practice, and it was really hard.
This is gonna be a fun year because it's gonna be different than most. Like I don't know if Lewis has ever gone into a Dolphin season expecting to win a championship. Have you, Lewis?
I mean, I've given myself the delusions of grandeur a few times, like when Ndamukong Suh showed
how
up.
old are you? How old are you, Lewis?
I turned 30 just earlier this month.
So you've never been around a team. So you were born what, 1995, 1994, 93. So you were 1 year old when they had what I consider a stacked team, which was 1994.
Yeah, that was the Keith Jackson, Keith Byers.
You were around good
Pryor,
teams when you were very, very young in the late 90s and early 2000s. 2003 or 2002? 2002 was a really, really good Dolphin team.
I have the 2002 Dolphins magazine that had the whole roster on there, and I thought, like, man, there's a lot of really good names on this list. Like I remember Zach and JT were there, obviously. Sam Madison, Patrick Surtain, Brock Marion, all those guys. Sean Wooden was still on the team at that point. Chris Chambers was on there. Ricky Williams was on there.
Like, the team was loaded.
The team was incredible. The team was awesome.
That was a really, really good team. But no, none of those teams compare to what we have coming this year. I'm the only one, I think. Well, Ron might. How old are you, Ron?
I'm 47.
Okay, so you have this memory too. You remember the 1990 Dolphins, the 1984 Dolphins, 1992 Dolphins.
84 Dolphins is when I started watching. That was like when I started watching, was old enough to kind of understand what was going on.
Okay, that's what we have now. Okay, that's what we have this year. We have a team that we're actually expecting to win it all. And if they don't, then we got to start analyzing, okay, why didn't we win it all?
Well, my only thought process on that is we do have a team that could win it all, but so do 3 or 4 or 5 other teams in the league, including many in the AFC. So that's kind of the caveat where the Dolphins could do everything right and play their ass off and not win it all because simply put, maybe the Chiefs were just a little bit better or the Bengals were just a little bit better because those are really, really, really good teams.
Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah, or the Eagles. Like maybe we face the Eagles in the Super Bowl and they're just better than us. I mean, they're a really good team. Or we don't know about San Fran because I just still think they have quarterback.
Yeah, like if you're making a list of teams that could win the Super Bowl, and you got to ignore the NFC. Let's just do the AFC.
Yeah.
Like who's on that list? Like who would, like if you go down the list, and would it surprise you if the Bills win the Super Bowl?
No, it wouldn't shock me. I think they belong on the list.
Would it surprise you if the Dolphins win the Super Bowl? No, that's 2.
No.
Would it surprise you if the Jets win the Super Bowl? I say yes. That would
a little bit. A little bit. I mean, they could put it all together fast like that, but it would surprise me a little bit.
Yeah, because you never go 0 to Super Bowl champion that quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't normally work that way.
Okay. So, and I know everybody's going to say, oh, but look at the Rams. They got Stafford. And the Rams were percolating for 4 years.
Yeah, they were.
Okay, and they had pretty good teams going into the playoffs, in and out of the playoffs, and they actually went to a Super Bowl with an incarnation of that team and lost to the Patriots. So they don't count. All right, it's very hard to go 0 to champion in 1 year.
Yeah, the Chiefs are another one. Obviously, it won't shock you.
Would not shock me. Would it shock you if the Bengals, because they keep going far, but they're kind of.
It would not shock me. They're a really stud. They're a loaded team, man. They're a loaded team.
So we're at 4 teams. Anybody else? Would it shock you if the Chargers won it all?
Yeah, because I just think Herbert would I just don't think he can get it done.
Would it shock you if the Jaguars won it all?
It would shock me less that the Jaguars win it all than the Chargers. I think the Jags are better.
What about?
I think the Jags are gonna be a really good team this year, and they have a cakewalk in their division. The only division cakewalk in the AFC.
What about Cleveland?
Yeah, it would shock me. I think that Watson is not ever going to be what he was. That's my opinion.
I think we're done. I think it's 4 teams, and that's a wrap.
Somebody asked about Ravens. I mean, I just don't know that they have enough offensive talent besides Lamar. I just think they're still kind of short on talent. Scuba asked about the Niners.
They have
we weren't talking about
the
NFC, but
in the NFC,
maybe.
you know, it's 3 teams really: Eagles, Niners, Cowboys is what I look at. You know, everybody else will kind of, you know, and everybody else in the NFC like kind of would surprise me. Like I haven't, you know, I just don't like a lot of the teams in the NFC. I don't think they're very good. I think Detroit's going to be really good, but you know, when you get right down to it, they lack talent on defense.
I think the Bears are going to be much improved. I think Atlanta's going to be much improved.
They can't win the championship.
No, they're not. The Bears aren't going to win it, but I just think they're much improved teams. But yeah, if we're talking about championship, Niners somehow always just seem to be there, even though they have quarterback questions. Who knows who their quarterback's even going to be? And the Eagles for sure, and that might be it.
Ron,
Cowboys. I would put the Cowboys in there. Remember, Cowboys had a top 5 defense, and then all they have to do is stop throwing interceptions, and they're right there.
Ron, I'm going to debate you on your comments about whether the Ravens have enough talent or not. Because
hit me with it.
Because if you remember what they did this offseason. They got Lamar Jackson back, and they made him happy. Now he's a happy man, which means he's going to be very motivated to make sure that it was worth it. He's going to be getting his running back, J.K. Dobbins. He knows what he's doing when he's healthy. And, of course...
Wasn't Dobbins back last year? I thought that he was right out.
I got an idea if you guys have some time when you're done with this.
But I'll see. Maybe we can squeeze it into a Fins Nation show because I don't have a topic for tonight. But anyway, the wide receiver core. Remember what the Ravens actually ended up doing? They added a lot of talent on here. They drafted Zay Flowers out of Boston College. We know how much they've been raving about him since he got there. Odell Beckham Jr. is there, so even if he's a shadow of himself, he's still good. Rashad Bateman is still there. They brought in Nelson Aguilar, who when he's
the second best tight end in football.
You know what this sounds like.
Andrews on there. Ronnie Stanley is going to be still a tackle. He's really good.
You know what they sound like? They sound like the current state of the Patriots. Besides a better quarterback, it's just like a bunch of names that maybe they're good, maybe they're not. I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Whoa. What names were on the New England offense?
Like Nelson Aguilar. I mean, really? That's what you're
Nelson Aguilar is option 4.
Aguilar, come on.
Option 4. Nelson
Odell Beckham. Dude, that guy was good 2-3 years ago.
Option 3.
That's what New England's the king at. They're the king at signing players that were good 3 years ago, and their fans all jerking off thinking that they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Odell Beckham Jr. is not their number 1 target.
Yeah, I know. I'm not
3 on that list. And then if you really want to go into it, yes, you would have this other guy, Nelson Aguilar. He's option 4.
I'm not buying the Ravens. I think we've seen what they are. I don't think they're much better than what they've been, and I just don't. I don't know.
I don't.
The Dolphins have been beating them. I know that, and the Dolphins are better for sure. The Dolphins have been beating them. So.
Well, yeah, I think the Dolphins can beat them. Absolutely, I'm not saying.
Yeah, so I just don't say that they're not see them being.
Threat. I just don't get. I don't buy that.
You know what? Stick them in the NFC, and I buy them as a threat to probably get to the Super Bowl, but not in the AFC. I think there's just too many other good teams. Somebody asked Raiders with Tom Brady.
But the Raiders don't have Tom Brady.
No, I know, but he's just saying hypothetically. I mean.
Hypothetically, Tom Brady's an old man. And it's time
maybe they've got some talent, but they've lost some talent too.
You know what happened last season? Father Time finally caught Tom Brady.
Yeah,
he
possibly.
Looked old. He looked slow. He looked he's good. Let's get the job done.
Let's do this exercise.
Okay,
you guys ready?
I'm ready.
You guys ready? Are you guys aware of who Joe Marino is?
Joe Marino. He is the guy who does Locked On Bills, and he is one of the guys who does the Draft Network with Kyle Krabs in them.
Okay. He does a thing which I think is brilliantly done, and I think he was very honest with how he graded each unit on
I did a show about that. I did a show about that, actually.
Okay. He graded every unit in the AFC East and to try to determine, which are the best teams. So I think that's a great idea. And he did it a little bit differently than how I'm going to propose to do it. The way I'm going to propose how to do it is there's 4 teams in the division, right? Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is that we're going to sign, for the best in the division, we're going to give them 4 points. For the second best, 3 points. Third best, 2 points. The worst, 1 point.
We're doing this per unit or something
per
like that?
Per unit.
Okay.
Per unit. And we're going to be really honest about this. We're going to go over the units if we have to.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll throw out a number, and then Lewis can research it. Since you're going to be close to a computer, you could research it. And then somebody has to keep score. So somebody has to start, putting each unit. All right.
Can
so
we
let's
get
do
all that done in
quarterbacks.
15 minutes?
Yeah, we'll get it done. It's fine.
Yeah. If not, we go another hour. Who gives a shit?
There we go. We go till we get it done.
Nothing's happening. All right. So we can stay on here all night.
We're not interrupting anybody's anything. So
Right.
there you go.
Yeah. All right. So you guys ready?
I'm ready. I'll keep score. I don't know exactly how I keep score yet, but I'll figure it out.
Okay. We're going to have to do each unit. So let's start at quarterback. All right. We can all agree Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the division. So let's put him at number 1, which means he gets 4 points.
Yeah, he gets 4 points.
And then put it to a side. The Bills get 4 points. Okay. Because we're going to add up all these points at the end of this thing. Right.
Okay.
All right. For the second best quarterback in the division, I think it's dishonest if we just give it to Tua.
Yeah, we have to say Aaron Rodgers. It's just not. We have to say Aaron Rodgers.
Although he's coming off a bad year, you want to go a tie? Give both of them a 3?
What? Give both of them 2.5?
Well, how many points are at stake? 3 and 2, so it's 2.5, right?
Yeah.
So let's give Tua. Unless you disagree, Lewis.
I mean, if we're
you be the tiebreaker.
If we're going to go based just on metrics, one has a Hall of Fame pedigree, one does not. So I would have to give it to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers. I hate to do it.
All right, so let's give Aaron Rodgers 3
Mm-hmm.
and Tua 2 and Mac Jones 1. So we're done with quarterbacks.
Okay.
All right.
Now let's go to running backs.
What if it's Bailey Zappi?
It doesn't matter. It could be whoever. They're last. All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Now, if we go to running backs, we know what the Dolphins have, okay? We know what the Bills have. The Bills have added Damian Harris.
Mm-hmm.
They have James Cook. The Jets have Breece Hall, but he's coming off of an ACL injury. They got Michael Carter.
Yeah, we don't even know when Breece Hall is going to be playing.
Zonovan Knight actually ended up doing more than Michael Carter near the tail end of that year, which, by the way, absolutely wrecked my prize picks. Thank you very much.
And the Patriots have Ramondre Stevenson, and I think they added somebody else. They added the corpse of James Robinson, I believe.
No, they cut him.
They ended up cutting him?
Yeah, they did cut him. Yeah.
So this is a rough division.
That same reason. It was a corpse. There was nothing there.
This is a rough division, and I'm inclined to give it to the Dolphins.
I give Fins absolutely on the running back. I give Fins the 4 points.
I'm pulling up the roster.
And who do you guys like for second place? And
Bills.
3 points. Bills for 3 points.
James Cook. I think he has. Some
If
potential.
Breece Hall was back for sure, I'd probably give the running back at least the second place to the Jets. Maybe I'd even put him up. I mean, he was really good last year, but with him being so questionable, it just really knocks down the Jets big time for me. Is somebody cutting out?
I think it's Lewis. He's
okay. It's Lewis. Okay. All right. So I've got Fins 4, Bills 3, Jets 2, New England 1. Again.
All right. Let's move on to tight ends. I think this is where New England's finally going to win. They got Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki.
All right. So yeah,
Bills have Dawson Knox and they have Dalton Kincaid.
Didn't Dawson Knox get injured? Isn't he out for the year?
No, I don't think Dawson Knox is out for the year.
Dude, I seriously thought that he got hurt. Knox injury. Let's see here. Oh, minor camp injury. Okay, it was minor. All right, never mind.
Yeah, so this is a rough one. And
I know the Fins are last, so that makes it
so the
easy.
Fins get 1 point.
Yeah, the Fins get 1. This is who's
so
first.
Who's gonna
Probably
get 4
New England.
I think New England gets 4 points, right?
Yeah, Lewis, if you can hear us, by the way, you are cutting out bad, and we really can't hear you. Just so you know. Oh, there he goes. He cut out. He'll sign back in. All right, so we're gonna go. New England gets the 4 points. They're first.
Yes.
Buffalo second.
Yes.
Okay.
Jets third.
That's
Dolphins
third.
last.
And Miami last. Okay, what's next?
Next is wide receivers. Miami gets the 4 points.
Absolutely. Yep. All right, so the Fins get the 4 points.
I think the Jets get the second point. Get the 3 points.
Yeah. Jets 3.
Bills 2.
Man, so we're really going to give it to So we're really going to give it to the Bills over the Jets over the Bills. Who do the Jets
Garrett
have?
Wilson. It's Garrett Wilson's Lazard. What's the name of that other guy that they have?
I don't know.
Denzel Mims, I believe. No, you know what? I think the Bills are better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the Bills get it. So
yeah, the Bills are better. So the Bills get 3 points.
All right. So Bills. We got Jets. Oops. All right. I'm sorry. All right. We got Jets 2 points and New England 1 point for sure. Just for having, what's his face? Parker. Okay. So
now, offensive line.
Miami last.
No, I don't think so.
Really? You don't think so?
Not when you have three top guys.
Man. Okay. So well. So
I think New England is first. Yeah. So New England gets 4 points.
Hi. So New England 4. All right.
And then here's where there's going to be some controversy. I think Miami's going to be second.
Man. You think Miami has a better offensive line than the Jets and the Bills?
I'll tell you why. You ready?
I'm listening.
The Bills are counting on Brandon Shell to be something this year for them. That's a guy that we deem not good enough for us.
Yeah, I mean that's a point. That's a point. That's a fair point. So you think our 3 guys carry us past enough? Armstead, Williams, and Hunt, that they make up the difference?
I think they make up the difference, especially against Buffalo. Buffalo's offensive line, I don't think is very good. The Jets are counting on a bunch of guys that were injured last year and one really, really old guy in Dwayne Brown.
Yeah, so I would put the Jets last regardless.
Yeah, okay. That thing could go tits up in a second.
I agree. I agree with the
Turner's
Jets.
Still there for what it's worth.
All right, so on OL I've got New England with the 4 points, Fins 3, Bills 2, Jets 1.
If you want to split the Bills and Dolphins at 2.5 and 2.5, I'm fine with it.
We'll just I say we got to make decisions. We'll just keep it as is.
Okay. You want to add up all the offenses? You want to do that first, and then we do the defenses, and then we do everything together?
All right, yeah. So I'll do some quick math here. So guys, somebody have to remember this. All right, so Bills, I've got 7, 10, 13, 15. So Bills have 15 points.
Okay, Bills 15.
Bills 15. Jets have 5, 7, 9, 10. So not so hot.
Okay.
And the Fins have, let's see, 2, 6, 7, 11, 14 points.
Okay. And the Patriots?
Patriots have 1, 2, 6, 7, 11.
So the Patriots have a better offense than the Jets? How did that happen?
That's how we ranked it. That's how we ranked it. I mean, now you could say, now here's the thing: these units aren't weighted, right? It's 1, 2, 3, or 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what do the Pats have that's better than the Jets? The running backs and the offensive line, right?
The offensive line for sure. The running. Let's see here. That's better than the Jets.
And the tight ends.
They have the tight ends. They have the best tight end. That's where they really carried there. They have really good tight ends and really good offensive line. That was 8 of their 11 points.
Yes.
So there you go. That's really what carried them.
Only 1 point off of the Bills and second place in the division for offense. That's not bad. All right, let's go to defense.
Dolphins. 20 points.
All right, let's go. Edge players. Let's go. Let's do the same thing that Joe Marino did. Let's start with edge players. Okay.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins are number 1. I think that's clear. And I think that Bills are clear as number 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I think the Patriots are clear at number 3 because Matthew Judon is better than anybody on the entire Jets defense, including Quentin Williams. Sorry, Jets fans.
So you said New England is 2? Is that 2? I mean, third,
3,
but 2 points.
3. Yeah, but 2 points.
Third place, but 2 points, and Jets last. Okay.
Yes.
All right, what are we gonna do then? Interior now?
Interior defensive line, and remember, this is Wilkins and Sealer.
Yeah, it's really good. But behind them,
the Jets.
Yeah. So Finns 4 points, Jets. I feel like the Finns are going to win almost every single division, every single one of these. But I'd say
this is the part that I actually done my show about. I literally went over everything he did with the defense, and I agreed with that. And the Dolphins actually have the better of the bunch, just because the tandem is stronger than the one guy on the Jets that you can look at and say for sure.
So we've got the Bills for interior. We have them last or second to last.
Second to last.
Second to last.
Okay, and New England last.
Ed Oliver and them are like, there are some good players on the Bills on the defensive tackle position.
Yeah.
We can't just dismiss them completely.
All right, now linebacking core, this is where the Jets are going to shine.
Yeah,
Jets
absolutely.
are number 1.
Yeah.
And then Bills are clearly number 2 because they have the best player in the division, in Matt Milano.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more inclined to go with Joe Marino on this one because he said Matt Milano's the best one in the division for sure. But aside from that, they have no idea who's going to be his number 2. They AJ Klein, Terrell Bernard. They have Dorian Williams, Balin Spector. They're not sure who it's going to be. Everybody like Shane Ray and Von Miller, they're pass rushers, right? They don't even count as regular guys.
And the Patriots have a bunch of garbage, so.
JP and Chubb off the edge will give Aaron acid flashbacks.
So if you get is the combination of Jerome Baker and David Long Jr. and the very solid backup of Duke Riley, and now we have Andrew Van Ginkel, who apparently is doing well in the middle of the linebacker core there. Is that better than Matt Milano plus whatever Joe Schmo they decide to say you can replace Tremaine Edmonds?
Plus garbage, yes. Now, what I would say is that the Jets have a really nice group.
Yeah, Jets are the best. I think we're just kind of going back and forth on who's second and who's third with linebacker, Bills or Fins. It's so close.
I would give it to the Fins then, if we're gonna do the math that way, which means that Buffalo's third.
Yeah, it's really close though. We might be splitting hairs there. Well, you know what? It's a Fin show. We're gonna give it to the home team, and then New England last again. Man, New England defense might not be very good this year. But they scheme well. You know what? They're coached well and they scheme well, so they usually play.
Now let's break down the secondary into 3 parts. Okay. Let's go perimeter cornerbacks.
Okay.
Are we
boundary
quarterbacks? David Howard and Jalen Ramsey are boundaries, or are we saying Jalen Ramsey's a safety?
Well, Jalen Ramsey counts in 2 spots. He counts in slot and he counts in corner. So when we go to Miami, we're looking at Kader Kohu, and we're looking at Jalen Ramsey, and we're looking at Nick Needham in the slot. And when we go to the outside, we're looking at Kader Kohu, we're looking at Jalen Ramsey, and we're looking at Xavier Howard.
Oh, that's clearly Miami has the number 1 boundary.
Although you're going up against Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed. That's
fine. It's Miami. It's Ramsey and X. If you just take those and then you have Kohu as a third, it's better. They're better in my opinion.
So Miami gets the 4 points. The Jets get the 3 points.
Okay.
Bills get the 2 points, and then the Patriots, they got Jack Jones, and he might be in prison.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, that was dumb.
Yeah, the guy tried to take 2 guns onto a plane.
Why?
Because.
I guess that's a good enough reason for him. Okay, so we got Finn's got the 4 points, Jets with 3 points, Bills 2 points, New England 1 point again. Oof.
All right, now let's do the nickels. The nickel, I think it's going to be Miami by
a mile.
Because Needham, Ramsey,
and
Kohu. Those are the 3 guys that are going to play inside. So, and Holland is going to play inside.
You know, when we were talking boundary too, we didn't even, because he's a rookie, we didn't even think about Cam Smith either. You know, like
that's crazy. Right. We didn't even bother with Cam Smith.
Yeah, it's funny. All right, so Finn's 4. I'm sorry, who did you say was next? Alf, the Bills or the Jets?
We're talking the slot,
nickel.
Right?
Yeah, the nickel. You got it.
Yeah, that one's a little bit more difficult because I'm going to have to look at a few guys here. Let's try to give the Patriots a little credit here. They got Marcus Jones. He's really, really good.
Is Christian Gonzalez going to be a boundary guy for New England?
Yeah, he's going to be on the boundary. That's like confirmed. Okay, so man, Marcus Jones is really good. I think Miami's number 1 in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
Teron Johnson is the guy for the Bills. He's really good too.
Yeah.
A lot of good slot players, a lot of good nickelbacks. So who's playing the slot for the Jets? I had it in my head. I had it at the tip of my tongue.
So Michael Carter the second?
Yeah, that's who it is. That's who's going to be playing in the slot for them. So I don't know. Who do you guys think?
I've got it as Fins first, Bills second, Jets third, New England last.
I feel like we're being a little disrespectful to New England at that point because Marcus Jones, Jonathan Jones, Jabril Peppers, Adrian Phillips, those guys have been pretty solid for a long time.
Okay. I mean, we could switch the Jets and
I would switch them around.
Okay, fair enough. I liked putting just a one next to New England every time, but
yeah, I know. We can't.
Whatever.
We can't do that though. We got to.
Well, yeah, we can.
I mean,
Spin show. I'll do it. I'll give him a one on everything.
All right, one last thing, and that's the safeties.
And safety is the one time I'm going to say Buffalo wins that fight.
Yeah, Buffalo's number one.
Yes.
Miami's number two because of Javon Holland.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Buffalo 1, Miami 2.
And I would say Patriots 3, Jets last.
Okay.
And you want to add a category, coaching?
Oh, that's interesting. Why not?
And coaching is just the play callers, right? Okay, so let's look at this objectively. In the Jets, you're gonna have Paul Hackett, who the last time he called plays was an absolute unmitigated.
It was a shit show.
Okay,
absolutely.
And you can have Robert Saleh calling the defense, who's pretty good at what he does.
He's fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, so you have a guy who's fantastic, a guy who has a terrible track record, but Aaron Rodgers likes him, which means Aaron Rodgers, he lets Aaron Rodgers do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
Miami obviously has a great defensive coordinator, and they have Mike McDaniel running the offense.
Yeah,
Belichick. The Patriots are going to be underrated in this regard because they have a fabulous defensive coordinator in Bill Belichick and whoever the hell else he has.
Don't they have?
And they got Bill
Steve
O'Brien.
Belichick?
Yeah, they got Steve Belichick. And they have a really good offensive mind in Bill O'Brien.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. I
think
would go New
Bills
England.
might have the worst coaching in the division.
Yeah, especially now that Leslie Frazier's gone.
Yes.
And I don't know if I trust. Who's their offensive coordinator? They got him last year.
Ken Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was working. I felt like they went backwards a little.
And remember, Sean McDermott, their head coach, is going to call the defense this year.
Yeah, he's going to call the defense now because because there's lots of scapegoating happening right now in Buffalo. Players pointing at players, coaches pointing at coaches as to why they're not meeting expectations, unrealistic expectations to this point. Now they're going backwards. So
I don't think
part of the coach is pointing at coaches thing right there.
Yeah, I don't think it's crazy to say that it's Miami and New England at the top of the division.
So we just kind of have to decide first. Now, Fangio's considered one of the best to ever do it. And McDaniel is clearly an extremely gifted offensive play caller. I just think, I'm trying not to be super biased, but I just feel like when you got a guy who's like one of the best to ever do it and a guy who did what he did last year in McDaniel, I think, you talk about Bill O'Brien. Yeah, Belichick's one of the best to ever do it too on the defensive side for sure. But I don't know that Bill O'Brien is quote unquote one of the best offensive minds of our times or anything. I just don't think he is. He's good. He's solid. He's okay.
Like, look,
I didn't love him in Bama. I got to be honest with you. I did not love him in Bama, but
let's do something here. When was he in Houston?
He was, wow, great question. He was in Houston for like 4 years from 18 to 21, 18, 19, 20, 21. Wasn't it those seasons?
I'm going to ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's funny. Should I?
Why not?
Yeah, we could just Google that. No, we don't need ChatGPT.
Isn't ChatGPT just cheating off of Google?
Oh no, ChatGPT is pulling off of all kinds of stuff, but kind of. But it's using an intelligent brain to answer the questions. Here, I'll ask ChatGPT.
Don't forget to share because we need to know.
Well, I'll just tell you. When was Bill O'Brien?
Well, look, I could give you the rankings. Okay, all right. This is hilarious, by the way. Okay. The years that he had full control of the offense, okay? Bill O'Brien was there for 1,000 years, by the way.
Yeah, from 2014 to 2020.
Okay, so 2014, his offense he was in control of the offense. They were 14th in offense. Okay. The following year, I believe, is when he hired an offensive coordinator. Yeah, he hired George Godsey, and they were 21st. Remember him?
Yes.
2016. No, he still had Godsey. They were 28th. Then he fires Godsey, and he takes over, and they are 17th on offense.
And this is when they had Deshaun Watson, or this is before Watson?
This is before Watson. Now we got Watson, and it's they go 11-5. They were 11th in offense.
Yeah, they were pretty good when they first had Watson.
Okay. They still have Watson, and he hires an offensive coordinator, Tim Kelly, and they go 14th. Okay. 2020 is, I believe, his last year there, right? No, he still has Tim Kelly, and they're 18th. He called plays for one season, and they were 11th, and it was their best offensive ranking.
Okay.
So,
I mean, he had Deshaun Watson. He didn't have Mac Jones, but
right.
Just saying. I still think that I think that you got a quarterback out there that all the pundits try to tell us was one of the worst ever, is terrible. He's one of the bottom ranked, and McDaniel took that quarterback and made Miami, when he was back there behind center, a pretty much unstoppable juggernaut with 2 offensive line spots that couldn't block their grandma and no running game. I still say it's the Dolphins. I still say McDaniel and Vic Fangio are a better combo than Belichick and O'Brien.
Cool.
What do you say, though, Lewis and Alf? Let you guys decide. Maybe one thinks one way, one thinks the other. We decide this.
I'm with you. Mike McDaniel already has a better ranking than Bill O'Brien ever had, and he was here only 1 year.
So. Yeah.
I agree as well. Mike Daniel and Fangio.
So Fins 4, New England 3. So who are we doing between Jets and Bills for as far
the Bills as... I think the Bills easily have the worst coaching in the division.
Okay. So Jets,
and there's nothing wrong against them. Like, they've had a lot of success, but they're not as accomplished as Salah is.
Bills get 1 point. All right. So are we ready to do some more math, everybody?
Yeah, some math.
All right.
How many points for the Bills first?
Bills first. Okay. So 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, 16, 17.
All right. Now let's do the Fins.
Fins have 4, 8, 11, 15, 19, 22, 26.
Nice. All right,
Yeah.
Jets.
So we're including coaching in here, by the way.
Yes.
I have the coaching included. Okay, so the Jets have 1, 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 15.
Okay, and the Pats.
2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9.
You're enjoying this too much.
12.
12.
Yes.
All right, I got final scores here. Worst team in the division, the Pats, with 23 total points.
Mm-hmm.
The second worst team in the division, the Jets, with 25 total points. The second best team in the division, the Buffalo Bills, with 32 points, and the best team in the division, the Miami Dolphins, with 40. Now, if we break these up,
mm-hmm.
the best offense in the division is the Bills, with the Fins second, the Pats third, and the Jets fourth. And that's mainly due just to the offensive line talent. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And for Miami, the reason they're not first is tight end. They just bottom out on tight end.
And on defense, the Fins are first, Bills are second, Jets are third, Pats are fourth. Coaching, we already ranked those. So, yeah, Dolphins have the best.
Interesting.
The best. Remember, this is just talent. We're just doing talent here.
Yeah. people don't always play up to their talent, or some people play above, some people play below. Injuries happen.
Yeah, and I'll give you an example. We gave the Dolphins the second best ranking at linebacker, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if they take one injury, they go last.
Yeah, it's true. Like if Long is gone, they're last.
Yeah, they go right. They go right.
Where is Miami's offensive line if Armstead's not playing?
Yeah,
like,
they move right to third or last.
Third or last, exactly. Yeah. And those are two players that do get injured often. So it's definitely on the line there. We're just doing it on paper, having fun with it.
Yeah, I don't think in practice that the Patriots will actually have a better offense than the Jets. That's just not going to happen.
No, I agree. I agree, but I mean, the Patriots just have a way to play above their talent because Belichick is a good coach, and even when they don't have guys you've ever heard of on defense,
let me make a case.
Most of the times they end up in the top 10 in defense every single time, man.
Let me make a case, okay? Let me make a case. All right, I'm gonna ask you guys a series of questions, and then you tell me what you think. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What if I told you? All right, and let me make sure I could get these. I'm gonna get these advanced stats here. Okay. What if I told you that you have? Let me make sure I have the right numbers here. Advanced rushing. That's not the number I want. Let me get the regular numbers. Here they go. Now I got them. Okay. What if I told you you get to have a running back with 1,100 yards rushing and 5.3 yards per carry? Right? You follow me?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You have a second running back with over 700 yards rushing and 4.1 yards per carry. You're going to have two wide receivers. Okay, let me make sure I have these numbers correct. You're going to have two wide receivers with over 7.8 yards per target. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have... Let me see if I can get another number here. Where's the number? Here's the number. Where's the target number? Yeah, you have two of them over 7.8 yards per target. Okay. You're going to have four guys with over 40-yard touchdown receptions. And you're going to have three guys over league average in catch percentage. And you add Aaron Rodgers to that. How good is that offense?
I mean, it sounds good on paper.
Like, how good? Where do you put it? Do you put it like top 5, top 10?
I mean, it's just hard to know which Aaron Rodgers is going to show up. And it's hard to know how good the play calling will be because we've seen
I'll throw something else in.
I'll throw something
else in.
Okay.
The offensive line had 2 Pro Bowlers. How good is that offense?
Best in the division.
Really?
Based on the numbers the metrics you're giving.
Okay, I just described the 2022 Green Bay Packers. And they were 14th in offense, averaging 21.8 points per game. That will put them 3rd in the division in the AFC East in 2022, behind the Dolphins and the Bills.
He tried to trick us, Lewis.
I gave you every stat from the 2022 Green Bay Packers.
This is that thing like they do on TV where they show you, like on one side, they show you like a quarterback and then he's against mystery quarterback and the numbers look same and they reveal mystery quarterback and it's like, I don't know, Mac Jones or something. And you know what I mean? Like that's what he did.
Yeah, I knew there was something going on there. It was just
I was like, I know Alf's not making a case for the Jets being the best offense in the league, or we've gone into some kind of weird universe.
Yeah,
we're in the multiverse now,
there.
Where Alf is a Jets fan.
Somewhere in the multiverse.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, and here's the difference here. Okay, if you add the Jets defense, if you have gotten the Jets defense and put them with Green Bay Packers defense from last year, okay, I'll give you the improvement in games. You ready? Because I'm gonna get that for you right here. All I gotta do is go to the Jets 2022. It's a 3.2 points per game. Okay. Based on the 2022 Green Bay Packers. Okay. If we improve them across the board, they improve by a grand total of 2 games. So that's if you get the 2022 Green Bay Packers last year, okay, and you gave them the Jets defense and they performed exactly the same, they would have been 10-6. I mean 10-7. 10-7. So what I'm telling you is,
and that's in the NFC.
Shocked. Don't be shocked if the Jets go 9-8. Or look, I'm predicting them to go 10-7, but these giant jumps to 12 wins, that is absolutely asinine and absolutely ridiculous. That's not happening. It's not happening under any circumstance. It's going to take calamity in the rest of the division and the AFC, actually, and for them to be remarkably healthy. So, no. So that's what I'm saying, man. It's not crazy to think that, the Jets could not be all that great. There's a possibility that they could be bad.
What do you think the Dolphins' ceiling is? 14 wins. I mean, I know it's a big number, but
it's impossible to like. I think that the age of the Eagles were really, really dominant last year, but that was the NFC. In the AFC, I'm actually shocked that the Bills won 13 games. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, they were really, really good. And then they weren't good in the playoffs anymore. And that's just the Bills just have this knack of destroying everybody who's bad. And to be fair, so do we.
That's true.
Okay. So that's something. So we have to be better against the better teams. We were last year. Our issue was just when our quarterback got injured. Our quarterback got injured, and that equalizes a lot of things with a lot of other teams. So if you're going to ask me the ceiling, well, look, everything's dictated by the division, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the best case scenario in the division is that we sweep the Patriots and we sweep the Jets. That's the best case.
Split with the Bills.
So that's 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're doing 5-1 in the division, there's expectations that come along with your division record. 5-1 brings in 12 wins, brings in 13 wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's in the AFC. And why? Because we've seen it proven by the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs already proved that. Like, they prove what's possible when you run roughshod over your division. So, 13 wins, something like that. But I would say, and I would project that home field advantage throughout the playoffs, that is out of the question. And
I think
it's mostly due to the division.
Yeah,
Patrick
I
Mahomes
feel like the Chiefs are probably.
Patrick Mahomes is not allowed to play playoffs on the road.
I'll give you a stat that I saw yesterday that absolutely floored me. You ready for this?
Patrick Mahomes has not played a single playoff game on the road.
Yes, that's the stat.
Yeah, I saw that stat too.
That is insane to me. Okay,
That's
and we're not going
crazy.
to count the 3 Super Bowls, but that's 11 playoff games. He's played 11 playoff games in his career, all of them at home.
Yeah.
And guess what?
So what adversity is he facing?
I mean, he's faced some adversity because he's been down in some games and had to come back. I mean, he faced.
Well, he was down 1 million points against. Think about it. He was down 1 million points against Cleveland, knocked out of the game. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And they actually came back to win behind Chad Henne of all people.
Chad Henne came and saved him last year in a drive too. Like, what was it? Like a 96-yard touchdown drive Henne had
against the Jaguars.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they were, and then he had the bum ankle that he had to fight through. He's faced adversity, just not on the road.
Yeah.
Now he faces the Dolphins this year. Oh, did you hear the stat about that? How fast that game sold out? The tickets went on sale. It was sold out in like
1.5 million people in the queue.
In the queue, it sold out in like 2 minutes, dude. It was done. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Those tickets are going to be going. Whew.
Oh, that's big money right there.
Frankfurt.
Scalpers going crazy, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Are we done?
I think so. We could do another hour if you want. You want to start ranking all the special teams?
Let's do what we just did, but do the entire league. No,
let's do the entire league and let's determine who are the best teams in the league.
There you go.
I have another show to record, so if y'all want to talk about it on that show, be my guest.
All right, you go, Lewis. You go, Alpha. Okay, let's do the Eagles. I'm just kidding.
You want to do the
let's break down the Detroit Lions linebacking core.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. All right, Lewis.
By the way, the Jets are going to be. It's official already. The Jets will be on Hard Knocks.
Is it official now? I mean, that was kind of obvious. There was only 4 teams they could choose, so
yeah,
they only had 4 teams that meet the rules, which are.
And the Jets. What I love about it is that the Jets were They were like, absolutely not. We're not doing this. Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are. You don't have a choice because you're one of the 4 teams that doesn't either. You can't have been in the playoffs the last 2 years. You can't have been on Hard Knocks the last 10 years.
And I believe you
can't have a new head coach. So
every team gets one of those do-overs. Every team can reject one time.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So had the Jets rejected previously in the last 10 years?
I believe so. So I think that's why once you fit all those criteria, I believe the Dolphins did once too. So.
Oh, they rejected. The Dolphins were close. If the Dolphins had not made the playoffs last year, they were another team.
Yeah, because they're on that list. They're on that you can't say no list.
Yeah, they were another team that would have been on that list. They
are the Cowboys.
But my question,
are also on that list.
Well, the Cowboys just did it a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So, my question is, and I can't seem to figure out, what is the stipulation? What are the rules for the in-season Hard Knocks team? I've been trying to figure out, like, what are the rules there? Or who do you or can you pick for that? Or who can the league pick? What are the stipulations? I can't seem to find any information on that because they've done that 2 years ago.
I don't know how that works. And I will tell you this. I saw last year's and I had to stop watching it. It was absolutely depressing. It was the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, I kept watching it. It was interesting. And then their GM or one of their coaches that went out into Mexico and got in trouble doing something. I don't even know.
Coach. It was
with a hooker or something. I'm not even sure what it was, to be honest.
Yeah, he was actually something like that happened. But they were depressing. It was just a team that was just losing every single week, and you could see them in the building like these people don't want to be here.
Yeah, the one before the Colts, because they had such expectations, and watching them collapse was just epic. It was actually very interesting to watch. I like the in-season one because it's interesting in that way. Yeah, it's kind of sucked when the team is,
there's gonna be
it was with AZ, but
I think that eventually there's gonna be a revolt that teams are gonna say, absolutely not, we're not gonna allow this. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna fine us? What are you gonna do? You make us forfeit games?
Yeah, they're gonna have their security stop.
Because that in-season stuff.
Nope, you cannot come in.
Because look, for camp, get over it, people. It's all it is a few extra cameras. I've been at camp when Hard Knocks was at Dolphin camp. You can't notice those people. You don't know who they are. Like, you never see them. Like, they're never around.
If New England doesn't make the playoffs this year and Bill Belichick stays the head coach, they are a team that actually meets the guidelines to be on Hard Knocks for next season.
Yes, I agree on that.
That would be interesting.
But the in-season Hard Knocks, they got to get rid of that. That's not fair to those teams. It's just not fair.
Oh, but it's so fun to watch.
Yeah, until they scuttle your season.
Yeah, I don't know though. Is it really that big a deal?
Nah, I completely disagree. Like, right, this is one we are not going to see eye to eye on. It's not fair. People get fired, man, when teams lose. It's not fair because these people need to have cameras in there that I have to lose my job. You know what I mean? What if I'm an event scout? What, I got to get fired because you assholes put cameras in all the meeting rooms?
But do you really think putting the cameras
handle it?
Do you think putting the cameras in there really makes that big a difference?
I think people act differently in front of a camera.
But do they practice worse? Do they coach worse? Do they plan worse?
I don't know. I think they're conscious of it. And just because they're conscious of it, I think that's a bad idea.
They censor themselves for the cameras because they don't want to be caught saying something that could cause a scandal.
Yeah. And in season, absolutely not. Now, preseason, get over yourself. It's not that big of a deal for the preseason, you know?
I liked the Detroit one last year. It was really good.
It was really good.
Kind of root for that team.
And I do root for him. And you know why I root for him? Because a lot of smart asses think that he's a meathead. I think he's a really, really good football coach.
Oh, I agree. Definitely.
And a lot of people don't realize, all that rah-rah shit, some of that works, okay? When your coach is like right there with you, it works.
It has a place.
What doesn't work is that in the new modern age is that dictator Mussolini wannabe type of shit. That does not work.
It doesn't work anymore. Not with these guys now. But
no,
being the player, being a coach's player's coach has a lot of different variety to it. It has the McDaniel version, and it has other versions. The alpha male version.
Yeah, McDaniel seems like a guy that'll take you to the side and talk to you about life philosophy and how to balance your checkbook. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's funny.
You know what I mean? Or he'll give you a stock tip. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. Dan Talica, he's gonna take you to the side and he's gonna break down Iron Maiden with you, and he's gonna show you a picture of a car he saw. It's gonna be different.
Yeah.
But I root for them. I really do root for them.
Me too. All right, we're gonna wrap it up, Lewis. I know you're trying to go, man.
We went an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, now you were the one who told us we need to stay at an hour, so I was like, "Oh, we just want to."
We had fun stuff to talk about. This was a fun show.
We'll just go to 2 hours.
You know what? I think we'll incorporate some ChatGPT stuff. Maybe I'll even spend a couple bucks and get the ChatGPT 4, so we can get some modern stuff going on here. Maybe.
Do you really want to open yourself up to the Terminator, though?
Yeah, well, I'm going to open up the whole world to it. That's what it is. It's already being open. There's nothing I can do about it. I might as well tell the robots I was on their side the whole time when they rise up. I just want to let them know that, just in case.
All right, fair enough. All right, folks. So we are going to go ahead and call it here. Go to You Break Wheel Fix to get your wheels repaired, or if you just want to get your car modified, 305-748-0112 to call up Mark and his staff to get them to talk to you. And of course, PricePicks.com. Use that promo code 5. That's FIVE. They will match up to $100 on your initial deposit when you sign up. So you put in $100, they give you $100. You don't even have to touch your 100 until you're finished with their 100. It's as simple as that. Alrighty, folks. Once again, thank you all so much for joining us. It was chaotic, but hey, that's sometimes some of the most fun shows that there can be. And just randomly throw Brandon Marshall screaming out there. And that's when it's time to say good night, everybody.
Good night.